What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be bringing you guys, this should be my second video on, well, my third video technically, on this new fishing channel. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try to bring you a couple videos a week on this fishing channel. So this is all things fishing. But today we're going to be doing our first review, and what this review is going to be about, as you can tell in the title of this video, is the Spro BBZ1-Rat 30. Now, there is three different sizes. There's the 30, the 40, and the 50. 50 being this huge, massive, like 10-inch. I think it's like, I can't even remember how long it is. It's pretty daggone, like 10 to 13 inches. I can't exactly remember the length of this, but it's huge. This is for places like Gunnersville and those big bass lakes. I have two of those of the 50s. I actually don't have any of the 40s, but this review is going to be of the Rat 30. So this is the smallest one. I believe it's 5 inches total. That's including the tail. It's like a 3.5 inch body, I think, like 1.5 inch tail, something like that. 2-inch tail, somewhere along those lines. But this, my friends, in case you have not seen it before, is the Spro BBZ1-Rat 30. And just look at how deadly this little thing looks. In just a moment after I get done reviewing it, I'll take it to the water and show you guys how it works. But if you guys are contemplating whether to buy this thing or not, I'm here to tell you, do it. It's not your cheapest bait ever. I think the smaller ones are like 20 bucks, somewhere around that. I'm not too sure. The big one's like 35. I think these smaller ones are like $18.99, something around those lines. But this little bait, from my experience, is good on any lake. I'm from Alabama. I've used it on 4 or 5 different lakes here in Alabama, and it's been productive on every lake. So I know down here in the south, this is a hell of a little bait. Up north on the west coast, I'm not too sure. I'm assuming it would be pretty effective there as well. But anyway, my first thoughts of this bait was it's not going to be that effective, and I don't know why I thought that, but it's just I don't know, just looking at it, I wouldn't think it'd be that great of a bait. It's an awesome looking bait. I didn't think it'd be that effective on fish until the first time I hit the water with it. Now, the chrome is the only color I've thrown so far. I have the Morning Dawn color. I have not thrown it yet, but I do have it. This in the Rat 50, I know this is like the most popular color. Bass just love this color for some reason. But on my home lake, chrome is a very nice color. The bass just love chrome on my lake. That's Lake Martin in Alabama, in case you guys don't know. I'm sure you wouldn't know that. But yeah, anyway, this little bait in the water looks like a real live little mouse. This one imitates more of a mouse than a rat, because, you know, it's about the size of a mouse rather than a rat. Like, look at the size difference in the 30 and the 50. There's a huge difference there. This one's going for targeting huge monster bass. This one is going for your more smaller to medium-sized bass, and I have caught some damn good bass on it. But it's primarily going for your medium-sized bass, I'd say. But don't let the small size fool you. Like I said, it can produce some monster bass as well. I'll worry about that later. But yeah, in the water, this thing looks super realistic. If you throw this around shallow rock piles, on the outskirts of grass, pretty much any type structure, timber in the water, if you throw this around any of that type stuff, you'll be amazed at the results. I'm here to tell you. It makes an awesome noise. It's like a clicking. You can jerk it, which makes it like walk the dog, or you can reel it, which gives it like a little wake action all the way through the water. With this jointed body, it kind of looks like a little snake just slithering through the water. It's super awesome. It's got some pretty nice detail. I don't know how well you can tell. There's a peacocks here in the background. But with this light shine, I don't know how well you can see that. But you can. There are little feet on the top and bottom, and it's got the little ears. I mean, it's got all the I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's got all the characteristics of a little rat, which is pretty sick. Let's see if we got the little whiskers on it. But you can see, I say you can see, I don't know if you can or not, but this thing is super chewed up. I don't think you can really see that well in the video. But you look at this eye, just the paint has been ripped off from all these bass it's been eating. I've only used this thing 3 times on my home lake. Probably caught over 20 bass with it. So super effective. Really in the fall, I've caught fish all the way up until mid-December with this thing. Even when they weren't really hitting top water anymore, I was still catching fish on this little thing. So anyway, my thoughts on it are I love it personally. It's something I'm always gonna have tied on, and except for when the water's super cold in the winter and stuff like that. But I'm always gonna have it tied on. If I'm ever not getting a bite, if I'm having a rough day on the water, I'm gonna find some creek channels or anything like that, and we're gonna throw this bad boy. And the setup I like to throw it on, I used to throw it on a bait caster. I would throw it on a Pinnacle 7-to-1 ratio, but now I've decided I like a spinning rod better for the smaller ones. Now the 40s and the 50s, the big boys, you definitely want to throw these on a bait caster. A 6-to-1 would be better than a 7. I don't know why I was using a 7, but you want that little bit of a slower retrieve instead of it coming through the water real fast. You want it to be a little bit slower, so it just gives it that rat action. But when you're using this little lighter one, it's like a 1/4 ounce. It's super light for the size that it is. You want to go with a spinning rod. And the way I like to work this thing, I'll show you guys here in a minute, but I like to just throw it out there, and by the bank, I'll sit there and do just like this. Twitch it 2 or 3 times, let it sit for a sec. 2 or 3 times, let it sit. Because what you're doing is just walking the dog. And once I do that a couple times, then I'll just start slowly retrieving it. So I'll make it walk the dog for the first couple, for like about the first 5 yards from the bank. And then once it gets about 5 yards out, I'll start slowly retrieving it in. So usually they're gonna hit it on that initial couple twitches. If they don't, change it up, start reeling it in slowly, and you'll get more bites. But anyway, we're gonna take this thing down to the water. I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. So I'll see you when we get down there. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I like to throw this on 10-pound Lucky Craft. I know most of you guys probably do not use Lucky Craft line, and neither do I, except for when I'm throwing it on this. I like to throw it on this yellow Iron Athlete 10-pound monofilament Lucky Craft line. I don't know what it is. This line is super good for top water. It's a great top water line. So in case you guys, and Tackle Warehouse, I don't know if they're still having this deal, but this is on sale for like $2. $2 on Tackle Warehouse. I bought braid, some fluorocarbon, and some mono off Tackle Warehouse for under $10 for everything. So I don't know if that sale's still going on, but go check it out and see. But anyway, sale or not, this is some damn good top water bait line. So see you guys at the water. Okay, so just real quick, I'm gonna show you all how I work it. I'm using, not that it matters, but the Morning Dawn color. So all you're gonna do is you can put it out there. Usually when you're fishing from a boat, you'll be starting, instead of out in the open like I am now, you'll be starting on land, like by the bank. But what I'll do when it's at the bank, I'll just sit there, twitch it a few times, let it sit, reel in my slack. Twitch it a few times. Oh, I actually got a fish. See, like I said, usually that wasn't meant to happen, but he just inhaled this little thing. That wasn't supposed to happen. I was just trying to show you guys how to work it. It's a nice little spotted bass. That's pretty sweet. That's my first time ever throwing the Morning Dawn color. And he absolutely attacked it. That was freaking sweet. Not a bad fish. I'm talking about he knocked the, I'm sure you guys heard that. God, I wish I was showing the actual bait so you guys could have saw that. Golly. I was just showing you guys how to work it. Like I wanted you guys to see my rod, how I was working. And then I was gonna show you the bait, what it looks like. But well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Anyway, like I said, as you just witnessed, it was very, very effective to do what I was doing. When it's out there, you just twitch it a couple times, let it sit. Twitch it a couple times, let it sit. If they don't hit it on those first couple of twitches, like those first intervals of twitches, start reeling it slowly. So let's do this one more time. I wasn't expecting a bass right there, but so just watch how I work the rod tip. Just slowly twitch it, reel in your slack, let it sit. Slowly twitch it, let it sit. So as you're twitching it, it's just sitting there walking the dog. Looks amazing. All right, so nothing hits, that's when you start reeling it slowly. And that time, it wasn't doing completely right in the water because the tail was a little caught up in the hooks. But you see what I was trying to do. Just twitch it a couple times. When they don't hit it, that's when you start reeling it. So now, I'm gonna show you what the bait actually looks like in the water. And I'll tell you guys why that bass just hit. I'm fishing right out here, and I don't know how well you can see that, but they're just brim loaded right here. This is brim beds. Brim are just all over the bed right here. So the bass, that fish hit out there in the deeper water, they're out there just feeding on these smaller brim that are all around the bigger brim. They're just feeding off of those brim back there. So the bass should be stacked in right here as well. But anyway, I'm gonna show you guys how to work this little bait, or actually what it looks like in the water when you're working it. Okay, so when that bait's sitting in the water, you're just gonna twitch it. And when you twitch it, it's just gonna do all kinds of crazy motions. As you can see there. I'm doing this with one arm, so it's kind of difficult. But as you can see, it just does a little walking the dog motion back and forth. And once you get done walking the dog, once you get done twitching and nothing happens, well, that's when you just start reeling it. And when you're just reeling it, that's when it just comes to the water, and that just looks absolutely incredible. So now that you guys know how to work the bait and what the bait looks like, let's try to catch some fish on it. We actually already caught one on accident, but we're going to try to see if we can't pick up a couple more. We'll be right back. There he is. Got him that time. So what I did there, I actually saw the fish. There was a fish on bed. This little guy was on bed out there. He couldn't stand it. He hit it 3 times. And that 3rd time, he's just like, get the hell off my bed. So he went ahead and knocked the shit out of it on that 3rd time. So yeah, that's another thing about these rats, guys. If you ever get a hit on them, but they don't take it, they're usually just hitting the tail. So if that ever happens, throw it right back in the exact same spot. And 9 times out of 10, I would say probably, That's not a huge bass. Just a little largemouth, but 9 times out of 10, no, let's say about 7 times out of 10, if they hit it one time, they just hit the tail and miss it, you throw it in the same spot, they'll hit it again. So this little thing, super effective. Let's keep fishing. So unfortunately, those are the only 2 fish that I happened to pick up on the little rat. But in this video, I wasn't even trying to go for fish. I didn't even think that first one was gonna hit, much less the second one. I was actually, because it's the middle of the day, literally 12 o'clock, noon, and I'm fishing out in open water. I was just trying to get across how the bait works and do a review on it. So the fish was just a plus. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this help you make up your mind of whether you want to go pick you up a Spro rat or not. So that's basically it for this video. Coming next, probably going to be doing a review on the live target sunfish. Stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.